Hey, Yana.
Yes.
I accidentally clicked record.
Yeah, I know. I heard it while Nan was walking away. That's
I
okay.
clicked it. It didn't do anything. So I was
Well,
like,
now everybody can see that I'm in my pajamas, so that's cool.
I'm sorry. I too am in
It's
my
okay.
pajamas.
Yeah, I'm an old woman, okay, people. It's 9:20. I'm already in my pajamas on a Saturday night. Judge me all you want.
I'm like a decade older than you. Am I
But
like
you're not wearing your
ancient?
pajamas.
Yeah. Well,
You're
t-shirt.
wearing the Pan Am's t-shirt. Hey,
Yes.
boy.
Master Sugi gave me his t-shirt himself.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
Yes. I have a growing collection of t-shirts from him. But
He's such a thoughtful guy.
yeah, I need to give him a nice present one day.
You should. Well, although you give him a present every day you teach for him. Oh,
Yeah, but
like what I did there. Hey.
that's standard. That comes with the territory.
You're just a teacher at heart. That's what it is.
I like doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I like doing it.
It
Um,
shows.
does it?
Hmm?
Yeah. Well, I have a story for you. But yeah. So let's do the intro. It's the Booze and BJJ podcast. It's been a while. Wale should be joining us soon. Like he said he was
Sweet.
going to be late. But anyways, Yana, how have you been?
I've been good. Ever since Pan, um, I've been really focused on my technique. I think that's the thing about competing. I think it really forces you to focus on your strengths, or sorry, your weaknesses, and you get, or for me anyway, I feel a lot more competitive, so I roll harder. Um, so I've been training harder. I've been upping my conditioning because I've also registered for World's Masters in September. So I guess I'm going to do that. But yeah, I'm good. Personal stuff aside, when it comes to jujitsu, I've increased my training to like 4 times a week now, which is like, really good. I think I'm in a really good like rhythm, plus the, 2 or 3 days of conditioning on top. I think, for my age bracket, that's really good. I ain't no young blood anymore. And then for my beverage, I am drinking Shiraz.
You know what's crazy?
Fancy.
It looks it looks like something else in that glass with the glare on it. It's like
Yeah,
yeah,
it looks like, oh, look, there's you.
there's me in the reflection. Wale, how have you been? What you doing?
I've been okay. I have been. What have I been doing this week? It's been a bit of a rocky week for training. I haven't really gotten a lot of training, but I have. Um, what else I gotta say? Yeah, so I'm starting to get back into competing. So I have been adding in some conditioning stuff too. So I do
Hell
like
yeah.
high intensity stuff. So I just actually started that this week. Yeah, I mean, my plan is actually in August. I think there's a competition in Baltimore, so I have a few months for that.
Which
Uh,
one is it?
the PJJF.
I've
Ah,
I've seen that, and I'm
Yeah,
wondering. I wonder if that's worth registering for because I don't know anything about it.
yeah. Somebody told me that it's pretty good. Someone at judo, they also do jujitsu, so I'll try it out.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's just I'd wanted to compete earlier, but it's just my schedule is not. It doesn't line up. Like
You can't
literally
do Copa?
every single competition that I wanted to do, I had something else on that exact same day. I'm staying off of Copa for a while just because like my last uh like couple of competitions with them haven't really been great. So like last time the guy didn't show up, and then also I made a mistake with registering for my registration for Nogi, and they said I couldn't get any credit for it. Yeah, I talked to the guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I talked to the guy, and he was just like, unfortunately, we can't change anything, which understandably. But like when my guy didn't show up to compete in gi, I talked to the I guess owner, the Copa owner, and he was like, I he doesn't really he just didn't seem to want to do like a credit or a refund or anything. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's not really working out for me right now.
Yeah,
So
I'd be like, okay, I'm not coming back anymore.
yeah,
So,
I'm not coming. We'll see. It's just really hard to get people in my bracket and age. So
yeah,
it's not worth me spending all this money just to
yeah.
to have one or two matches. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a consistent problem with like local tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
especially as you get more experience or get older, or like a higher belt division.
Yeah.
There's fewer and fewer people in your division, like these grappling industries.
Yeah.
Great. I love their
Mm-hmm.
tournament structure. Round robin is the way to go, best bang for your buck. But when you're a higher belt or when you're older, like you're usually, if you get anyone in your division, it's usually just like one other person, and then you get like best of 3 rounds. And who's gonna like spend $100 for that? Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. I
know?
mean, my plan is I haven't seen plans for DC Open yet. IBJJF. It's usually like in July,
Mhm.
but they don't have it on the calendar. But my plan is to hopefully do that if I don't have anything on that day.
Mhm.
But then the next one would be in August, and then I think there are a couple more before the end of the year. My plan is next year to do Pan. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
so yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta do all these tournaments, get back into it. Yeah,
I hear you, man. It all starts with the mentality, like being motivated to do it and
yeah.
then getting yourself in gym and getting that conditioning. Um,
You
and
you were my inspiration for that. So
aw,
and
thanks.
so I was like, I can do this. And hearing that you want to do Worlds too, I'm like, okay, makes sense. Let me
It's,
follow
I mean, it's not an easy
that.
decision. Let me
No,
let
it's
me
not. Yeah.
preface that. Like, it was definitely something like I really don't know if I can do this because you
Yeah.
compare yourself to like what you used to be able to do
Hmm.
and how much you used to be able to train, and
Yeah.
I'm not at that level anymore. And so
Mhm.
it was really just like when I registered for Pan, I was like, you know what? Hell, why not? If I don't do well at all, if I lose my first match, at least I'll be with teammates and we're going to have a good time anyway because we'll be in
Yeah.
Florida. That was my approach. And then, I
Mhm.
ended up doing a lot better than I thought I would. So, but it's, I think having that also over preparing
Mhm.
is really important when
Yeah,
you,
I think also, at least the good thing is, especially being in masters, I feel everyone who's in that division is kind of in the same situation. It's
yeah.
like we have day jobs and we have all these other commitments. So we're training as much as we can. So you're all kind of
Exactly.
on the same level, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah,
competition,
yeah,
yeah,
I was also thinking about that too,
yeah,
like who knows what backgrounds they have and everything. But yeah, that's awesome to hear. I
yeah,
don't want to take over. Thomas, back
yeah.
to you,
Oh,
sir.
one more thing
Oh,
with competitions. My daughter, she competed for the first time in an in-house competition, and she got bronze.
Oh,
So I was
good.
super proud of her. Yeah.
she must be so proud of herself.
Well, I mean, she was actually like really upset, and like she was
Mhm.
like when she got home, she was like crying about it, and we are trying to figure out what was going on. She
She's
said,
got that competitive spirit.
I wanted to get gold. Something somehow it got into her head that gold, because she was like, I didn't win. I wanted to get gold. Somehow she got that into her head.
Mm,
But like, I did a lot of talking to her. Like, it's a lot of kids don't even compete. A lot of kids don't even do jujitsu. And then
mhm.
to actually say you're gonna compete, and then on top of that, to actually get like medaled, that's
Get
a
on that podium.
yeah, get on the podium. That's a big thing. So yeah. So
Yeah,
she
there's
got
a lot of kids who don't even do any sports at all.
yeah. So she got her second stripe yesterday. No, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So two stripe gray. Yes, super proud
I'm
of her.
hoping Lila will follow those footsteps as well, but who knows?
Mm.
Right now she's into dance, so but she's only
Speaking from experience, jujitsu comes after dancing. Just saying.
I mean, same. I came from a like dancing background as well. You and me both, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is very much like there's some dancing elements involved in jujitsu, coordination. I don't know if rhythm has any. I mean, I guess if you're listening, if the song is playing on the loudspeaker.
Well, rhythm helps with your.
I always play music in my head when I'm rolling.
So actually, yes, rhythm does help with your transitions from position to position to position.
You're like control, knee on belly.
yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily what I meant, but
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, knee on belly, 2, 3,
oh,
4.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, breakdancing, like bottom rock style of breaking, that helps with jiu-jitsu a lot. Like a lot of the movements on the ground are like if you take those movements and do them to a beat, you get breakdancing. Effectively. So
yeah, I can see how like if you have a capoeira background too, like that's a lot of I feel like that's the most natural transition from dance into martial arts.
Were you at a Pentagon when the capoeira I'm gonna call him a kid. He wasn't a kid. He was probably about my age. This capoeira guy came in. He was bragging about it, and then
I knew him.
Oh, was it your friend?
Yeah, him and his now wife would teach classes at Urban Evolution with like that parkour gym.
Oh.
That I had started at. So I knew his wife had been there too. Now wife.
Okay.
Was there too. And they were like trying out jiu-jitsu, and I was like, whoa, freaking awesome, man,
That's what's up.
Yeah, so it's very, I think anything that requires coordination, body awareness, it's just like, naturally athletic. Everybody should do martial arts.
On that note, I have a story. So Friday, hold on one second. Friday, trained with some guys, and they were blue belt. There's like 3 blue belts and a purple belt, and they were actually working me over. Like I went, it was like a Shark Tank. I went with one blue belt, then the purple belt, and then the other 2 blue belts, like one right after the other. By the time I got to the 4th guy, I was dead tired, and dude was strong, quick, and athletic, just like all the other ones. I'm sitting here thinking, what is going on here? Something is not right. These guys are more athletic than the average blue and purple belts. So I was talking to them afterwards, and they were really, really, really respectful, very nice gents. Come to find out that I was 15 years older than all 4 of them, and they were all high level like Taekwondo competitors, and like they teach Taekwondo at a place in Senegal, I think it was. And I was just sitting there thinking, geez, okay.
That explains it.
But I was dying. Like, after the 3rd round, I was like, okay, I need a break. And then the 4th guy came up. And he was so happy to see me. He was like, hey, my turn. I'm like,
my turn to beat your ass.
I can't say no. Look at this guy.
Like, okay.
But
there's some kids at our gym too who are like that. Like, I don't know what else they do, Mongolian wrestling or something, and I'm like, jeez.
Yeah, and like they're not even big dudes either. They're like lanky.
Yeah, but they're like super athletic. Like, I don't know what his name is. I'm so bad with Mongolian names. I'm bad with names in general, but with Mongolian names, I don't know.
So there
are a few of them who are just like very athletic and young. And I'm just like, wow, this is good training. That's what I think to myself.
Yeah. So I made the mistake of buying a bunch of them Chick-fil-A about a year ago, and they keep pestering me for it. Hey,
Like,
Tom,
so
what
when are
about a
we gonna go
Chick-fil-A?
for another Chick-fil-A
We
run?
Have you
do.
never had Chick-fil-A before?
Yeah. Well, say what?
When am I gonna get Chick-fil-A, Thomas?
Do you want Chick-fil-A?
No,
Okay.
I don't want to support that business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they never had a Chick-fil-A before?
No, they.
I've had it one time. Oh,
Um.
sorry.
Oh
Oh
no, them.
no. Their ride left. I guess their ride forgot that they were there at the gym, so I had to drive them home. And they were like, "We're hungry." I was like, "Well, there's a Chick-fil-A right there." I was a little annoyed. And they were like, "Okay," so I just bought them food. And then I drove them all the way back to
You're such
Arlington.
a dad.
They sound like teenagers.
They are teenagers.
They are.
They're like
Uh,
15, 16, and they defeat
Oh.
full-grown men. It's kind of
Are
funny.
we talking about kids who go to the adult class?
Yeah.
Okay, ones that I roll with regularly.
Yeah, like Barkasad, the one with the glasses. It's like hyper flexible.
Oh my gosh, yeah, him.
Yeah, he competed
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
adults
tough.
division, and
Yeah, I know. I saw.
he did really
He
good.
did really well.
Yeah. So, he also makes fun of me because I'm balding up top. It's a little
Just tell them, just you wait.
sensitive point right
Just
there.
you wait.
I don't
Well,
care.
hopefully not me.
No, sure.
I would like to point out my hair at one point was just about as long as yours is right now. So,
I'd like to see a picture someday.
There is on his Facebook.
is there?
I think so.
There might be. I thought I purged all those
Dun,
pictures.
dun.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wally, what are you drinking?
What are you
before we
drinking?
continue?
I didn't get my drink because I didn't want to get here super late and y'all are done. So I may get something later.
I'm medically unable to drink alcohol right now, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, you got a drink for us, Yana.
Bottoms up.
All
No,
right.
I'm just joking.
So, the main topic of the evening. Did you guys hear about the black belts who got banned from IBJJF for steroid usage, PED
A
usage?
few.
Yeah.
I only saw news articles about 3.
I think there were like 4 of them.
Hold on, I'll pull some articles up. But one article has five people listed, and the other one has 1 person listed. Where is it?
So 6 in total, or
That I know of.
wow.
You might find some of the names familiar. Oh, I didn't realize it was a 3-year suspension.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if that's how you make your money.
Yep.
Yeah.
You do not want to mess with that.
So, familiar faces. Hold on. Igor Feliz, age 24. Renato
Cyborg. That's not the same Cyborg, because this is a guy we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't the female Cyborg, wasn't she also suspended from UFC or something? Or
Was
am I
she?
making that up?
I'm not
Jake
sure.
Paul is still fighting people? Dude.
Who?
Jake Paul is still fighting people.
Where do you see that?
On the right.
Oh. Wait.
But that's a whole nother topic.
Well, we can get to that later.
That might be clickbait, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure about if I want to click that. So apparently all 4 of these guys got tested and failed their test, and that's what they got their suspensions for. One of them refused to take the test, and he got suspended for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's like implied consent, right?
say
That's why
again.
you know.
What'd you say, Yana?
It's like implied consent. When you sign all the terms and agreements or terms and conditions of IBJJF,
Yeah.
you're also agreeing to implied consent for taking any drug tests
Yeah.
prior to the tournament. Just like when you're getting a license, it's implied consent that you get a breathalyzer if a police officer pulls you over.
Right.
Yeah, no one reads the terms and conditions.
Yeah. People
Yeah,
just
nobody
sign.
reads it, but it's
It is. It
probably
is
in
in
there.
there. It is in there about like doping.
Mm-hmm.
So another interesting thing is this comment right here, where they say that everybody's on steroids.
Yeah, I saw that.
What do y'all think about that?
It's like was this what one of them said?
Um,
The ones on steroids, or
legendary MMA and jiu-jitsu coach Hector Vasquez, for
yeah.
example, wrote in all caps, "Everyone is on
I mean,
steroids."
it probably is true.
There's
But
probably a threshold.
yeah, but that doesn't mean go out because everyone's doing it. You do it also.
Right.
But it's just I can understand the desire to take steroids, especially if you're performing at such a high level and this is your career, blah blah blah. But it'll catch up to you sooner or later.
Well, I mean, at high level like that, if the majority of the people who are winning are on something, like in order to be able to compete with them, you'd have to be on it too. And I think perhaps that's how it's gotten to this point.
Yeah.
And some of these guys, like two of these guys were 40 plus, and I have a feeling that they started doing it so that they could compete at a higher level as well. Because when you get to our age, you kind of feel like you do slow down.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me to see guys like who are close to 50 who just are absolutely jacked.
Yeah.
No, I'm
you know what?
natural. It's like,
Yeah.
are you though? But
what was I gonna say? Gordon Ryan. Like, have you seen the previous pictures and then the picture before his last tournament? It's
yeah.
like something's going on there. That's not all natural.
It could be the case that he's absolutely just a physical phenom, like he's got superior genetics, but
It's unlikely.
the before and after,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Have you guys ever competed against anybody who you suspected of being on something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that it kind of overlaps another topic that I'm not sure we want to get into tonight. What I will say about the steroids is this, that I think there's probably some truth to, whenever you see two extreme sides of an argument, there's probably the truth lies somewhere in the middle, right? I don't think that everyone takes steroids. I do think there's probably a large majority of people, especially like maybe older athletes who are trying to keep up or keep their profession going or whatever, or those who are just like really struggling to like meet that cross that line into like being a champion or whatever. There's probably a large percentage of athletes who are.
Mm-hmm.
However, I presume there is a threshold, right, where you take the test and there's some minimum, there's some flexibility, right? There's some minimum, there's some threshold that you can't surpass in the content of that drug in your system. And they went past that threshold, and that's what got them eliminated. In the same way that when you like for the military, we get drug tested every month for various legal and illegal drugs. And for like marijuana, for example, there is an allowable small percentage in your urine that they can identify that won't lead to you being like kicked out or even like a UCMJ law, legal action or anything like that. There's a it's a very small percentage. But if the content of that drug in your urine exceeds that amount, then it's going to be an issue. I assume it's the same way for these athletes when it comes to steroids.
So,
Went past that threshold.
so for this, reading a little further into the article, it said that I'm paraphrasing a little bit. For the gentlemen who were suspended, all tested positive for banned substances. So it sounds like the substances that they were dinged on were just flat out banned, period. And again, the fourth one was penalized for refusing to take the test. So,
well, we all know how media is, and we don't know what the fine print of the regulations are.
right. And
so
that's a little bit of the issue I have with a lot of articles that are going into things. Like, they leave a lot of information out. Like, what exactly did they get dinged for? Like, what are the banned substances?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there if it's banned, do you mean they like you said, did they go above a specific threshold? Like, did they go above a specific limit, or is it just flat out banned?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because we know, like, for example, marijuana, it's legal in some states, but federally it's still illegal, right? So it's still banned federally. And so for the military, even though it's an illegal substance as considered by the federal government, there's still some percentage allowable in the system. But again, it's a very small percentage.
Yeah, that's probably a way to get around the whole issue of, some states it's legal, but federally it's illegal. So it's like we'll give you this small, tiny, leeway. So you can't complain that, in the state I'm in, it's legal. So they'll just say, yeah.
Maybe that's why they do it. But we're talking about jiu-jitsu here, so let's not go into the military.
Let's see, I forgot what I was going to say.
When you read that,
I'm also wondering why they picked them, those folks, or how they picked them to test them.
You know what? That's a good question.
Are they all black belts?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That was a dumb question. Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine.
So are they randomly selected? Is that how it normally goes? I guess I assume that every high caliber athlete is
every
tested.
high athlete?
Huh?
Every high athlete?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The article doesn't say. I don't know if it's random or if they specifically, like, maybe they tested everybody. I'm not sure. The other article about Micah Galvao, I'm going to mispronounce his name. We call him Micah. He's a 19-year-old black belt who got banned, and this article actually goes into what he got banned for. It was a drug called clomiphene, and this says that it's prescribed by his physician. So it was a prescribed medication that he was taking. But it also says that it's banned because there's an increased physical boost from the drug itself, which can double the level of testosterone.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So
I do want to say this. When it comes to like performance enhancing drugs, I don't support that. I'm more of like I barely take, if I take a multivitamin, I only take it maybe like a week before or 2 weeks before I compete. But I don't do it like on a regular basis. I very much am like al natural. I don't take pre-workout. I don't drink post protein shake or anything like that. I try to like get my sustenance and nutrition naturally as much as I can. And So I don't think that you should ever enhance any part of your life, whether it be through performance in sports or, you know, plastic surgery or whatever, in a superficial way. Just like accept and be happy with what you have and feel blessed that you can even like accomplish what you can accomplish. I don't know. That's just how we've always operated. And so, I mean, I don't support. I think when it comes to, I get it. Like when I understand, I can sympathize with people who are like, oh, but this is my profession. Like this is like my identity is tied to this. And if that's the case for you, it's very hard. I can only imagine if you've dedicated your whole life to this to just like, let it slip away because of stupid age, like, God damn it. God damn you, nature.
Or let it slip away because everybody else is doing it, and
Or because everybody else, it seems like you're just up against, you know, and in that point, it's like, do you really want to, one, if it's because of age, it's like, maybe try doing something else, take this as an opportunity from life to learn something else and try something new. If it's the latter where it's like everybody else is doing it, I don't know. Do you want to keep supporting that? Do you want to match them in that way, because then better than them kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just like, but I also like jujitsu is a hobby for me,
Yeah.
so I don't know what it's like to do professionally as my career, as my source of income. I don't know.
Yeah, there's. What was I gonna say? So, I'm on the same wavelength. Like, I like to. This is a hobby for me. I don't like to ingest foreign substances like pre workout or anything. I mean, I do it when I'm lifting occasionally, but I'm not. I don't like doing it before jujitsu, like for reasons. But um,
Good reasons.
good reasons. I want to see how I perform on my own. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to use something like pre workout or anything else, and then get to a
Also, it can
level.
be dangerous.
Yes.
Pre-workout before jujitsu, you go a lot faster and harder. You risk more injury. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, especially since apparently I have a heart issue. Um, it just wouldn't be good. Also, interesting fact. Um, my asthma inhaler? Check this out. You could take 6 puffs from an albuterol inhaler in an 8-hour period without incurring an anti doping rule violation. But 7 puffs would exceed the maximum dosage allowed over an 8-hour period. And then I would be doping.
Now you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Are
pretty
you
sure.
taking notes? Take notes.
I'm pretty sure I've had more than 8 puffs in a.
So what happens if you don't have asthma and you take that?
It opens your lungs.
Yeah.
So
It gives you like a higher, what is it?
Oxygen.
VO max or whatever, VO2 max.
6 puffs it is.
Actually, like
Thanks,
when I was
Thomas.
in high school, I was diagnosed with exercise-induced asthma, and they gave me one of those. And me being who I am, like I was like, I don't need that. It's a crutch, right? But I could see I held on to it, thinking like, well, maybe one day I might want to use it. I like after a couple of years, I threw it away because I'm like, this like expired by now. But I could see how some people might claim, oh, I have exercise induced asthma. I need to open my lungs more. And it's like, no, it's just like you're doing hard work.
Yeah.
And that's difficult.
So when I first started, do you guys remember when I first started and I couldn't even get through the warm up? Yeah. So the first time I met Yo, I was like sweating. I was like breathing really hard, wheezing, couldn't move. He goes, "Do you have exercise induced asthma?" And your story kind of reminded me of this. And I was like, "I don't know. I know I have asthma. I don't know if it's exercise induced." He's like, "Stay right here." And he comes back with like a handful of inhalers, and they're like all
He
expired.
would.
And he's like, "Try one of these." and took a couple puffs. I was like, holy shit, I could breathe. But
Bro, you know what that makes me think? Like, yo, he's got like inside access to things that make him really good at jiu-jitsu. I bet. I mean, I'm not trying to like hello.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Can you wave? Say hi.
Whoa, you're on camera. Whoa.
Say good night.
good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Aw.
Not to like suggest anything, which I guess I just did, or throw him under the bus. Yo is a great person, fucking badass, you know, all those caveats.
We're just.
But I wonder now.
This is
I
how we joke
wonder
around with Yo,
how it.
though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I wonder why exactly is he so good at jiu-jitsu anyway?
He likes to leg lock white belts.
Yeah, man. He's one of those jiu-jitsu practitioners who's just like very sneaky about his attacks. Like you just don't see them coming. But that also makes me wonder about the other hello.
Sorry, my kid's taking over the stream.
It's okay.
We heard you competed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You go, girl. Get that medal.
You got a bronze? Is that what you
Yeah.
got? Yeah. Did you beat up
Yeah,
any
you
boys?
Yeah.
Good. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
You keep kicking butt.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right.
But
It also it makes me wonder about the Mongolian brown belt who's visiting our gym, who's also a doctor. I'm like, how is he a smoker? And whenever he comes to training, he sits. Whenever he comes to train, never mind.
he smokes.
Yeah, he smokes.
And
Cigarettes.
The way that I know that, but the way that he moves
That's what I'm saying.
is absolutely
man.
just mind-boggling.
I know that one of your rules is not to like, trash talk people.
You didn't say
And
anything.
I feel like
bad.
I'm doing that right now, and
No,
I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying like I'm in awe,
Yeah.
and I'm jokingly wondering
So
because he's also a doctor if he has like access to things that we don't have access to, and that's how he's able to like circumvent this.
so for the
Age of smoking.
for the folks who don't know, the gym that we train at, we get visitors for a couple months at a time from Mongolia, and these guys are really good at grappling. Like really good. And the brown belt that Yana's talking about, he moves like Spider-Man. Like I've seen this man get somebody in a turtle, basically do like a breakdancing move on his back, try to take his back, fail, and then somehow end up on the other side of him, and then on the ground,
moves
butterfly
so
sweeping him. I can't keep up with him.
He's so fast. And like even Sugi was like, dude, you're so fast. And for Sugi to say something like that, it's just like, what the hell? But he smokes. He smokes cigarettes. And then I asked him like, hey, what's your training routine, man? And like he trains three times a week. Yeah. He trains 3 times a week and he runs once a week. And I'm like, that's it? Like what the hell, man? And that's
And
why I'm like joking.
Here you are, like, doing 4 or 5 times a week, and doing condition training and all that.
Right.
I'll tell you this: him and that other blue belt from Mongolia, I feel like I'm moving through mud when I roll with them. Like both of them are extremely fast,
The blue
extremely
belt?
tough. His buddy.
The only buddy I know is that he always the brown belt guy. He always comes with this blue belt guy. That's the only.
Hold on one second. No, hey, dude, we're live. We're not. This isn't a recording.
Yeah, live.
It's somebody in chat.
It's you live.
Yeah, like, yeah, no, but I was wondering, like, when we were talking about Yo, if there's some similarity there, because the brown belt guy, he reminds me so much of Yo in a lot of ways, because it's like he's deceptively extremely good.
You know what? You know what I love about Yo? It's like, you see him before class and he's taping up and he's like, oh,
Right.
This hurts and that hurts. You see him
Right.
putting on all these braces and stuff. Then when you get on the mat and you roll with him, it's just like, he's just like kicking your ass.
You're like,
And
where are those injuries? Let me attack them.
Yeah. And then when class ends, he's just like, oh, my fingers. And it's like, dude.
What the hell? And that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe they have access to like things that we don't have access to, being medical personnel with that kind of access to different prescription medications. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm also trying to say something.
Yeah, well, I use albuterol, and if I use over 8 puffs, that's a doping violation.
Get that tatted on you. 6 puffs.
Yeah. But
So wait, Thomas, when are you competing?
as soon as I don't get winded from rolling with 4 Korean guys who are like 160 pounds. I told you about this. Did I tell this story about the 4 guys, the 3 blue belts? Yeah, I told it earlier. Yeah, like as soon as I can get through that 4th guy.
I thought you said they were Mongolian.
No, they were Korean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were from a different school. But yeah, as soon as I can get through those 4 guys, and I think I'm gonna see them again. I'm gonna train with them again. As soon as I can get through those 4 guys and not feel like I'm gonna die, I'll compete again. Like rolling with the Mongolians is a little bit different because they're more like heavy. They have a good base and they have really good pressure. These guys are a little bit of a weird hybrid of like pressure passing and agility based passing, and that's what threw me through a loop. Like they would start a pressure pass and then they would start hopping around. I'm like, y'all need to stop this because it's just tiring me out. But
stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean they were having fun.
And I need to roll with these people.
I think one of my kids' watches alarms is going off.
Oh. No emergency though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go over there and find it. It's off. Anyways, yeah, Fridays. I think this Friday upcoming. I think I'm gonna go over and see them again.
And which gym was this at?
Centerville BJJ East.
Centerville?
Yeah.
You're gonna dojo storm?
Not really a dojo storm, but
a solo dojo storm.
Yeah, me and a friend of mine actually coaches over there, so I was gonna go over there and give him another try. I was gonna invite them to Chantilly though, on a Saturday.
You should.
So
yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how those 2 crowds like interact and see how their styles do.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun to watch.
Yeah, because like I said, these guys are fast. Like the Mongolian blue belt that we were just discussing. Imagine him, but with a little bit smaller, with a little bit more pressure based passing, and that's how that group of 4 are.
There should be fantasy BJJ.
Oh my god.
They can match folks up for different.
Yeah. I want to train with them.
Yeah, they're smaller guys. They're like 100 and oh my god, you guys are making me want a beer and I can't have one until my doctor clears me.
Thomas, but this is booze and BJJ, so
yeah, you started this.
I medically cannot have alcohol.
Sorry.
Sounds like I just hear excuses.
You know what?
Don't do it, Thomas.
if I have a beer and I have a reaction, you
Don't do
cannot
it.
have my car or my wallet.
I don't think it's worth compromising your health.
No, I'd rather just train.
I disclaim all
Yeah.
responsibility for whatever you do.
Yeah.
My hands are off of it. I can't.
I mean, I can't. I already told Yana I can't. Like, she'll get
Yeah.
her campaign hat and put it on and come see me in the hospital. Be like, Alan!
No, yeah, no, I don't. Especially if, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you don't quit
No.
soon
No.
before
Like,
that.
I think maybe next week after that, I should be fine.
Yeah.
So,
The reason I say that is because I owe Thomas a drink for getting his brown belt.
what?
Woo!
No.
He got his
No.
brown belt.
No.
I don't know if he announced this on the podcast, but he got his
He's
brown
like-
belt. He's like, no.
Podcast over.
2 weekends ago. Wait, was it last weekend or was it? No, it was last weekend.
April
Yeah.
8th.
Weekend before
And
that.
I owe you a drink, and I wish you could drink, but I understand why you can't, and that sucks. But as soon as you can, Thomas, we're having shots together.
Fine.
Yeah, we were supposed
that's
to do something for that. So maybe in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Brown belt is a huge deal, man. Like, not only like purple belt is a huge deal because like you get, you're a white belt, you're new, you're like, woo, 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 jiu-jitsu is great. And then you get into blue belt and you get the blue belt blues and you're like, I'm going to be a blue belt forever, and I feel like I'm still,
I'm still there.
I mean, it feels like forever. And then you get to purple belt and you're like, oh yeah, man, no, I kind of
And they get to
understand
class
it.
late.
Yeah, and you can get to class late. And
Skip
brown belt
warm-ups.
is where you're like actually recognized as someone who actually knows shit
Yeah.
and like can teach classes and whatnot.
You start getting a little more.
Thomas.
Yeah, you start getting a little more respect from black belts when you're a brown belt.
Exactly.
So crazy.
Thomas.
The crazy thing is, I thought people were going after me when I was at purple belt. But let me tell you, same group of people at our gym. Last month, had a good pace, going okay. As soon as I got that freaking brown belt, they're coming after my head. And I'm like,
test my skills.
Yeah, they got something to prove.
like, fellas, we're good. Like, do I owe you guys money? Like, why are you
Now
trying to
you
take my
gotta
head
show up
off?
to Grindhouse tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I gotta come up to Chantilly. So
Kick my butt, But also,
So just, hey, I just want to take a moment to congratulate you, Thomas,
well, thank you.
on that
Good job.
accomplishment. Like, huge. That's so huge.
Yes.
And I can't wait to, take shots with you on Booze and BJJ to congratulate you.
there's sometimes when some people get promoted, and I'm like, but not for you, man.
Really? Because I've been getting my
You've
butt
been-
kicked a lot in the last couple of months.
Bro, you've been in the
It's,
game for so long.
Yeah.
It's also, it's the same thing that happens at any belt. Some days you feel like you're getting your butt kicked all the time. Other days, you're doing great. So don't let it get in your head.
Yeah.
That's-
I will say this: I don't have as much imposter syndrome as I did at Purple. Like when I started like getting into a groove right before the promotion ceremony on the 8th, I was like, okay. I still thought Yana was going to get brown first, but then I got it, and I was like, all right.
Oh yeah, Yana, you're
Cool.
next.
Thomas, you've been training so much longer. And I think moreover, it's like how much you dedicate to the sport. Like your time, your energy. Even when you have to teach class, you drop your kids off and then you come back. Like, who does that?
Me?
Only crazy people do that. Like you. And that's why you get the freaking brown belt, man. Because like your dedication to the sport. You're not just like, whatever, man. You dedicate a lot of your time. You're really passionate about it. You're invested in it. Not to say that other people aren't, but like you really go out of your way. And I think that's what Sugi sees
Yeah.
is that, and your ability to teach. I feel like there's two ways that you get promoted, but not you specifically, that people in general in the sport get promoted. One way is through teaching, consistent instruction and good instruction, which you provide. You're
Mm-hmm.
really good at that. You're a great teacher. Or competition. That's how I feel like I get promoted. Like I compete, I do well when I compete, and that's how I get promoted. And I feel like there's two ways, like time and grade, instruction. I mean, promoted quickly. Like either, I guess then there's three ways, right? There's like the way, if you're doing the fast track, you instruct a lot, you're a good teacher. The second way is competing a lot, winning. The third way is time and grade. You're like, you've been in the sport for a really long time,
They come to
dedicated
classes
your life
like multiple times
consist-
a week, consistent.
exactly
Yeah.
consistent.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
think
I guess there's three ways.
at the end of the day, I think what sort of the commonality between those three is consistency. Really,
Definitely.
you have to show up, and you have to, your instructors will see that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why at the end of the day, it's if you're worrying about promotions or worrying about belt, that sort of thing, that can get in the way of your consistency, or
Yeah,
but yeah.
I've seen people who worry about getting ranked up to the degree where it affects them during class. Like you could see them worrying about something. It's like, what are you worrying about? Well, I need to get promoted. I was like, don't worry about that. It'll come in time. Just practice.
I sort of used to think that, not so much now, but it's just for me, I'm still a blue belt, which is fine, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be the best darn blue belt ever.
Hey, let me tell you, there are some blue belts, like I've experienced, who are absolute monsters. Like, monsters. It just depends on what they want to do, and how much they want to dedicate to training.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I
And
mean,
I
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, I feel like we touched on this on a different discussion on a different episode of this podcast, where we were talking about how much does like the belt level actually even mean, because it's so subjective. It's not like judo where you take a test and you have your
Mhm.
katas and you
It
you
is.
know you have to
Yeah.
know all it depends on when the coach thinks you're ready for it. And then
Yeah.
not just that, but like even if you get promoted, if you have a couple years like me where I wasn't doing anything, I had, there was COVID and I had a baby or whatever. I took 2 years out of my training. When I came back, I was like back to blue belt stage, but I was, wearing my purple belt. You could have people like that too. So like, how much does belt level actually, really
You know,
matters to the level?
I think at the end of the day, what is behind a lot of people's sort of worry or obsession about belt and rank is the fact that it is recognition from your instructor of your skill level. And I can understand. I mean, I've been there too. I can understand why people are really sort of focused on belt. Like, who doesn't want to be recognized by the instructor? That's
Yeah.
that's part of it's part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But for me,
Not just your instructor, but by your peers as well,
true, yeah,
because it's a
but
community.
yeah,
Well,
I have one goal, and my goal is to take down brown belts. I shall be known as the brown belt killer.
Nice. Thomas, watch out.
oh, don't
Mhm.
worry. I feel like I'm in a the I feel like I'm the Mark in a bounty hunter movie. So many people coming after me. Like,
Bullseye right on your back.
it's not in no malicious intent. It's just like
No, yeah.
You're a
this-
brown belt. We're gonna F with you now.
right. The cool thing is I got messages from people that I'd met once congratulating me. I'm like,
That's legit. Yeah.
who is this person? And then I thought about it, and I'm like,
You-
oh yeah,
You made an impression on them.
which is
Yeah, I think also that's kind of one of the awesome things about jiu-jitsu is that people understand how much work and effort and time and sacrifice, dedication, all that stuff it takes to get to a certain level. So it's like you when someone gets leveled up, new belt, you can't but feel happy for them because you understand what it took to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, you have to realize like something that didn't really click right away for me was getting ranked up from Master Sugi is an accomplishment. Because his bar is pretty high and
super freaking high.
He's
an Olympian.
Yeah, he's an Olympic level athlete.
So my blue belt, obviously I got it from Master Sugi. So because of COVID, I have put on some pounds. So my blue belt isn't fitting as nicely as it used to fit. But I'm like, because I was actually talking to some folks the other day, and I was like, I can't. They were saying, I was like, I can't just buy a new blue belt because there's sentiment to that.
Exactly.
So my only option is to lose weight.
Well, actually, sorry, Yana, go ahead.
No, you go.
So the belt that Sugi wrapped around my waist, the brown belt, was a size too small.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I would be a little sneaky and just put that one on my wall and get another one of the identical kind and would just wear that one.
Is Master Sugi trying to tell you something?
That's what I'm saying.
You need to lose weight. No. I mean, my doctor told me I need to lose 15 pounds. I'm working on it. But, yeah, so I got the belt, right? And it's two distinctly different colors of brown. Like, there's no way I could pass off the new one as the old one.
And Sugi's gonna be like, "What is this?
Like, what is?
This isn't what I gave you."
Maybe you could get like a belt extension.
Nah, it's fine.
You could kind of sew onto the end.
No.
That's the thing about belts, man. They will definitely motivate you to better fit them. Not them fit you.
Same thing with gis. Same thing with gis.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with the size belt that he gave me. It's just a little bit too short, but I can make it work. It's fine. So
he's motivating you.
I'm happy with it. Yes, but when I become even smaller and even more sexy, I don't know if the belt will be able to stand being on my waist.
I can't hang on to it.
I can't handle this.
It's like, this is too much man for me. No, just joking.
Oh my god.
You said that we have questions from Twitchers.
Yeah, we'll do those next time.
Okay.
Yeah, because quite frankly, I forgot to write them down. And I don't want to open my email. Like, I emailed them to myself.
I'm so curious what the questions are.
I'll send them to you before next week.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way we can preemptively think of answers and stuff.
Yes. Maybe we could start doing that.
Yeah, we did. I did it a little bit before, but I want to start doing it again. We do get a lot of questions that are just troll questions, so I have to filter those out.
Yeah. We should take a couple of those troll questions too.
Fucking trolls, man.
No,
or we could give them an invitation.
Sorry, Thomas.
It's fine. Hey, Krypton, we're gonna do some on the fly. There's just I have a accumulated list that are kind of just popping up. Yeah.
Like what?
No, accumulate list of questions that we haven't answered.
I thought you tonight there were some questions.
There was one guy who asked if we were live. Oh, we're doing pretty good, Krypton. You missed the updates. You kind of hit the tail end of the show. So, where's Ink?
I mean, we should.
Where's Ink?
We should invite those trolls to train.
And where's
troll training?
So, funny story. Krypton in chat has actually been to the gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's been to the gym. He's Ink's friend.
To the gym.
Yeah.
Does he train somewhere else?
Who is he?
He's one of Ink's friends. He hasn't actually trained yet. I'm trying to get him to train.
Oh yeah, definitely get him in. Get that referral bonus.
Where's Frankie?
Um,
I don't. Where's Mia?
I don't know. Mia?
You, you
Master
know who
Mia?
we really need to get on this
Mia.
podcast?
Who?
Mia.
We need to get Angie on this podcast.
She's been on it a couple times.
She'd be such a great asset to this.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get her next week for the question and answer show.
Okay.
Oh, Krypton just got home. Boo. Anyways,
Just got home?
yeah, he said he was out and about.
What, like, so, when you were asking him questions? Or?
No, he's in chat right now. He's in the chat.
That sounds like a single young person thing, out and about.
Yeah, but coming home at 10:20, that is too early for a young person to be coming home.
Yeah, back in my day, we didn't get home until about 10 a.m.
That's what I'm saying.
Did I just say back in my day? What is wrong with me?
That is back in your day, Thomas. You are a father of 3 children now.
Krypton actually watched one of my classes I taught on Fridays. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to join the class. Like, come with me.
I'm due for coming up to Chantilly.
Learn the ways of the dark side.
Wale, why don't we see you there?
Because it is far as F for me to get up there.
On a Saturday?
It's Saturday. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm gonna try. I keep saying this. I need to make it more consistently. I'm gonna try and come up like once a month at very least. Yeah.
Actually, I think
I mean,
Sugi was asking when you were coming up next. You, Shane, and Yo.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it more of a consistent thing. So.
wait, Shane has been to Chantilly? I haven't seen him.
It's been a while, but he was supposed to come on the 8th, and then he got called into work.
I thought Master Sugi would have forgotten about me.
Why?
Like, who are you again?
No,
You
man.
played Jitsu? Huh? Who are you?
Hey, you look like
You gave me my belt.
you look like somebody that's been in my class before.
Yeah, you look very familiar, sir.
You look very
Welcome.
familiar.
Well, welcome our new student.
I'm
No.
pretty
I
sure
went to,
he remembers most of his students.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
But I went up to Wisconsin and I trained there. Actually, a coworker of mine, he does jiu-jitsu. So I trained. We went to a sister school that he trains at. So up in Wisconsin, it was pretty good. Yeah.
What was the rolling style?
Mm,
More like flow, more aggressive, more
no,
legs,
it was
more
kind of more
arms?
flow. There were a couple of people who were a bit more aggressive. But I could tell that they were probably the competitors at the school.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was kind of chill. It was pretty good.
Okay, so last thing, then we got to wrap it up. There is a distinct difference in respect that I did get after I got promoted to brown belt, and it's a little bit new to me, but I do appreciate it. You know,
What's the difference? Is there something? Can you elaborate on that?
I get treated more like a instructor, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I go to other gyms.
Yeah.
So I visited a different gym, and they were like, "Oh, would you like to help teach class?" Or teach a technique. And I was like, "Okay."
That's nerve-wracking.
Then you always have to be on your game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was really weird. There was one time that I had a white belt ask me something about a technique. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I'm blue belt. I should probably be able to give some level of instruction to."
Right. I
belts
should probably
and
know something about this.
yeah, I know. So I
Yeah.
control that.
So the interesting thing is the instructor remembered me from, I guess I met him like once or twice before. And he remembered my name and everything. And after the class was over, I lined up in front of the purple belt, and then he's like, my house, my rules, and he like had me stand next to him. I'm like, okay,
Wow.
as a
That's
brown.
actually
That's
pretty cool.
legit, man.
Well, he was a brown belt as well, so
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was after you got your brown. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was new to me, so I was like still kind of like, shouldn't I be over
In the
there?
Twilight Zone.
Like, I can stand
Yeah.
here. But, okay, you want me next to you?
Yeah, sometimes people when they're visiting, I get the respect thing. Sometimes like the highest belt ends up like, let's say it's a brown belt, they end up with the purple belt, or like there's a purple belt there and they're lining up with the blue. So I always push them up. It's like, no, you've earned this. Move to where you belong.
Right.
you know.
But no, it's gonna take a little getting used to. So
Yeah, you're still feeling that imposter syndrome a little bit.
well, I don't know if I pointed this out. I have less imposter syndrome now than I did when I was a purple belt or blue belt.
I think that's always
Which doesn't make sense to me, but I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. As before, I'm like,
But you've been teaching so long that you're like, you naturally, you're a natural teacher.
thank you.
Yeah, I feel that imposter syndrome is always going to be there, even if you're a black belt. Because it's kind of like you see other people who have been doing it longer, and you're kind of that's. I feel like it's kind of part of the whole game. It's like you're matching yourself up against somebody who is one level above you. So it's
Right.
always going to be there. It's just a matter of trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah. Whenever you're with somebody who's higher ranking than you or more experienced than you, my approach is just to take their lead.
Yeah.
But I always think about it. Since I come from a military family, I always relate everything to rank, like senior, enlisted, non-commissioned officer. So I always think about it that way. I treat everybody who's above me in rank as basically an quote unquote officer or senior NCO. And I treat everybody who's below me in rank, with their same respect. But, if they look up to me for guidance and leadership, then so be it. But
Right.
Even if it's a 20-year-old black belt.
I mean, also you have to remember with some guys treat older guys with respect naturally. Like some people treat older people with respect naturally, and the people who know my age or just think I'm older than them always seem to come up to me respectfully anyways, which is something that's cool and weird about jiu-jitsu to me anyways, because
I feel like that happens in the military too, though, because you brought up that military analogy. You like often have the 20-year-old commissioned officer coming in to lead a company full of like 60-year-old high ranking enlisted officers, and they're like, and this guy's like, okay, I get it, guys, I get it, you know more than I do. The good officers, the good people, I'll say, will recognize that and just be like, this is just my suggestion.
It's like, my grandfather was a E8, and I actually met a guy who served with him when my grandfather was an E8, and he was a first lieutenant at an air base in the Philippines. I forget what the name of it was. Clark Air Force Base. And it was actually right before my grandfather's funeral. And the first thing he said was, my grandfather scared the crap out of him. And he was like, one time your grandfather didn't see me and didn't salute, and I didn't say anything. And I was like, okay. Why is that, sir? Because he scared me. I was like, you're scared of my granddad? Okay. It didn't compute, but...
Well, because you had a different perspective.
Right. So... I mean, then again, my grandfather was one of the toughest SOBs I ever met, even in his 60s, 70s, and 80s, but...
Still scared of him to his day.
Yeah. If he were to get resurrected and come, like, charging in my house, I would just immediately just fall down and be like, I'm sorry, leave.
I'll come out from the curtains behind you.
I would just die of a heart attack. I'm just like, what? Anyways, all right. That's it for tonight. So, final thoughts, Yana.
Try to go al natural based on our original conversation, original topic. Go al natural as much as you can. Hard work, focus, and confidence is all you need to win.
Wole, your final thoughts?
Just say no.
To what?
Drugs. And stay in school, kids.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. My final thoughts, I'm hungry and I want a beer. Like, that's the
No
truth.
beer.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do any extra substances. Like, honestly, the after effects are not worth it. If you get caught, there may be legal issues. You may get banned. You may get permanently banned from the sports that you like. Just don't do it.
And steroids shrink you. Just saying. You don't want that on your hands, too.
Thomas is like, I'm out.
The jokes I have are gonna get us in trouble. Jesus Christ, Wole. What am I doing? Anyways, I'm
It
out.
makes you shorter. That's
Bye,
all.
everybody. We're going before anybody starts elaborating on said jokes, and we're out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.